Uh-oh. It's
I
counting
did.
down.
I did forget to start recording in OBS. I got it too.
It's
I
it's
got it there too. We'll have the
it's
good desktop.
it's good I'm here. Don't
Are you
forget to
here?
I
Can we
am here.
see? Can we see us on YouTube? Oh, I see us. Why is the screen share guy in the top left
I don't
and
know.
you're on the bottom? Who decided that?
I have to mute me.
I'm gonna find. Now, hang on. I'm gonna pause some. I'm gonna do some administrative stuff here.
Uh-oh, we have another person waiting. Is that you? Or we
Nobody
are
should be waiting. They should be here by now. They should be here. All right. I think I did it. I'm an idiot again, Tubby.
how
Right here. There's a red light. There's a red dot. That's yeah. You've got one too. It's the it's the recording light, Tubby.
Okay.
You know what I thought of? I thought I had a
Oh,
like a light out of whack
gotcha.
back here. I got some more sound panels, Brian.
Did you?
Well, I only got half of them. I ordered the backer they're felt, thick, heavy duty backer pieces. I guess they absorb the deep sounds. And let me turn this on here. Oh God, it's beeping. I'm hitting the wrong button. See if we can illuminate them. You can't tell still back here, but there's a third
There's
panel up
another
on
one
the.
up there. Yeah.
Yeah, I just set some of the backer panels up there, and I'm kind of gonna do this W pattern
Okay.
back there. I think. I don't know
Those
if it's.
one
Uh
those
oh.
those ones aren't very level.
None of them are. No, they're not even at all. But I thought I'd start throwing them up where they go. But I've got. They're a different color. I got the dark ones. Chris yelled at me for that. She said, "Why didn't you get the same? Well, I didn't see the same color."
Oh.
And you can't see the backer panels anyway. You hear that?
Can you get green ones? That's felt?
Is this? It is now.
Felt them. Damn near killed them.
But yeah, that's the other half don't get here till tomorrow. The
Okay.
front half, so we don't get to do that.
I hope you got green. The
Do they
front
have
half.
green?
I don't even know. You don't have them up on the screen to share with everybody.
I
But
don't. I'm unprepared for that. But I figured throwing up a few extra half panels wouldn't hurt my audio. Now I don't know how many folks are out there watching us, but Brian has been yelling at me all day because he wanted to do the homework and read ahead about what I wanted to talk to him about here. Are any of you guys out there? Are you old like me and Brian? Anybody? Chris is. She says she didn't yell, but how are your glasses, Brian? For seeing stuff. Like, do you do that? Do you take?
I do this a lot. Or sometimes like I'm gonna start carrying around a selfie stick.
I've
Should
got
we
this one. I do this a lot when I'm pull my phone out. I put them up because that's
should
what.
we should we
Sometimes I
do
do
the
this. This doesn't work so well.
should we do the intro first before we start
No,
talking about
well,
glasses?
I don't know. It's too late. I'm into it already. We'll see what happens if we just cut into an
A
episode.
selfie stick, I think, for reading my phone when I'm
Oh,
when I'm around outside, so I don't have to, you know, do this or
yeah.
hang them here.
And I know you sit a little closer to your monitor than I do.
I think I've moved mine back a little bit. I
I'm
can't
trying. I'm reaching out like I can measure, but everything's wrong
I
right
can't
now.
I can't touch it. It's about arm's length, but I don't have big long gorilla arms like
It's
you do.
true. But I went for an eye exam last week, and last week it must have been last week, and I know I need. Well, I call them bifocals, but I don't think we're supposed to say bifocals anymore. There's bifocals, trifocals, and there's progressives. And I won't go into that part. But I've been reading all this terrible stuff. I'm used to buying these cheap glasses from the internet where I spend $20. They give me a pair of glasses. I can sit on them and break them, and order another $20 set of glasses, and that's fine. But I keep reading that you have to buy good progressives, or else you
Okay.
can't. You just can't use. And like, hey boy, when I read this on Reddit, last year when I was researching this. Yeah, you could get on the internet and spend, $100, $200 on lenses plus your frames. But they were saying, no, you have to get these really nice ones. They're like $2,500 for lenses. And
Wow.
I don't know what. And eye insurance is terrible. I have no idea what it actually covers, but this just seemed like a daunting problem, right? This just seems.
That seems
What if
like
I hate them? What if you spend $3,000 on glasses and you hate them?
Yep.
And the eye doctor was explaining some of this stuff to me. And I guess the ones she said were the nice lenses are not nearly as expensive as what I thought on Reddit. But I figured, well, I'm just going to go home and I'm going to see what I can learn about ordering progressive lenses off of. I've been using zennyoptical.com for like 15 years, it feels like now. And this gentleman, he's not on our podcast, this guy.
He should have been a guest. He didn't return our call.
Wait, how did you call it? Do you know his name?
He's got an agent.
Well, here's what I didn't understand. Here's the eye doctor didn't tell me this, and I didn't think to ask, and I didn't learn about it until I got to like 3 steps into ordering glasses. They're telling me about near range, mid range, and standard progressive. Did you have any idea that there were different? These are all the same brand, all the same lens quality, but the optics are different.
The optics are different. No, when I last saw my eye doctor and I complained about it, he looked at me and he said, "Well, maybe it's time for bifocals." And I told him to shut his dirty his dirty mouth. So we didn't even get this far. He started talking about bifocals and that was it. That conversation was over, and I was like, I'll just take off my glasses when I can't read things.
Well, do you know what my complaint right now is? I am at the point where I don't want to wear my glasses at my desk, but I also can't quite see what I want to with my glasses off. It's blurry right now, and it's similarly blurry, just different. But I don't like it either way. I'm not happy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I'm going to scroll down here. They tell you on these images, one of them's good for working on things that are within 3 feet. Then they say 14 feet, and then they say greater than 20 feet. And I don't know what that means. But this was the part where I found it to be interesting. See these little circles on the lenses here, Tubby?
Uh-huh.
These ovals?
Yep.
The purple is your distance. And that nasty, yeah. Why would they pick a yellow like that? This
Contrast.
mustard color is your close-up, I think. So the near vision, the ones for working at your desk, are just a little bit of distance and a lot of close-up.
Yep.
And the mid-range are a lot of distance and a little bit of close-up.
Okay.
I ordered the 3-foot ones.
Oh, good. I thought you were about to tell me that you needed to order all 3 and you had to use them at the right time. Like when you're driving, use this.
No, this is true. You're not going to... This is like a fancy set of reading glasses, I think. You would not want to use this away from your desk. You would pick these up when you sit down and not use them. Like you're probably not going to want to watch TV with the 3-foot glass. You'd have to look through that narrow slit up at the top.
Yep.
To see the TV across the room. And even in the middle ones, they recommend not driving in the middle ones. They want you to use the
drivers.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
That's really weird.
But this is a whole other slice of this puzzle that I didn't even know existed until a few days ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm excited or not that this is... But I guess this means it's something you could tweak, right? You could buy... If I don't like these and I don't like the... I can have different sets of glasses around.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about having 3 different sets of glasses.
Well, and that's I ordered the up close bifocals because I'm not even sold on whether I want to use bifocals. Well, these aren't progressives. Anytime I say bifocals, I mean progressives. Because just because they draw this with the distance and the up close circles, the farther you look down, the more aggressive the readers are.
Yeah.
And the farther you look up, the better you'll see it changes. I'm not sold that I'm going to want to wear these most of the time yet. So I just ordered another set of, this style, and I ordered the up close to try at my desk.
All right.
And they're at least 2 weeks away. I'm dumb. I didn't pay the extra like $4 for faster shipping. So
You could have had them already.
no, they didn't even finish making them yet. I only ordered them on like Friday, and today's Tuesday. And maybe they did. I didn't check to. It could be in my spam. Who knows? But
Probably.
what I'm telling all you people on the internet here is that I don't know if these are going to be good. I don't know if they're going to work. But this is what I'm trying, and I think it's worth trying. You can let me know in the comments how stupid I am.
We're smart.
And I wish I remembered the brand that the eye doctor told me were the good lenses. And she said they don't even sell them there. I should go somewhere else to get,
wow.
to get them.
They must be really good then. That's
they might be.
That's a huge chunk of their profits is.
Yeah, I don't understand. But by the next time we do one of these live streams, I might be able to see all of this instead of having to squint. So, Tubby, was that more or less interesting than you thought glasses were going to be?
I don't know. You forbade me from even reading the links or preparing. So
I did. I wanted you to be surprised.
I didn't have any.
Oh, and I lied to everyone down here. Now that I'm looking behind the camera, the mustard color's for reading, just like I thought, but the purple is for intermediate vision.
Okay.
And the blue is distance.
The light blue is distance.
Yeah, the light blue is distance.
That's what I assumed when I saw it.
It was a good assumption. But I guess the glasses I got, more than half of them are for sitting at your desk. And I wish I could explain to you the numbers on the prescription. There's a whole column for the bifocals, and it's just a plus or a minus. What I didn't understand and what I did not ask Google correctly, like mine are plus 1.75. So is that plus 1.75 from nothing? Or is that like my glasses are like minus 2.75 and 2.25 or something? So do you take the minus 2.5 and add 1.75 to it, and then you end up at like, I'd be at like a 0.5 for my near vision? Or, I know, right? I don't know. And I'm curious about this.
You have to schedule another appointment with your optometrist.
Yeah, we'll go visit, and I'll get an update on. She told me all kinds of stories. They're not really.
She should have been invited to be a guest on the show.
Shirt. We'll call her up. We'll see if she wants to come on and tell us why we're stupid.
She doesn't even have to stick to the realm of optometry.
No.
She could.
No.
She could tell us.
Well, she didn't. We hardly talked about eyes at the exam. Only while I was reading. And yet she did a close. I don't remember ever doing a close-up vision test where they flip down a little card right in front of you, in front of the machinery right here. And I don't recall ever doing that before. But she flips it down. She tells me to read the last line, and I am like squinting. There's like 3 letters I have to guess, and I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. Then she says, okay, try it now. I'm like, well, crap, you should have done that first. It's perfectly clear now. I can read everything.
I hate those tests.
I don't enjoy them.
I don't like the things in my face, but then it's not.
Do you know what happens this time? You're constantly fogging up the machine.
Oh, of course.
Oh my god! I mean, I fog up the machine every time.
Yeah.
I've always had trouble with fog, but every time I start talking, is 1 or 2 better? Well, I think 2 might be. Oh no! Now geez. I can't see it anymore.
Now I can't see
I just
anything.
fogged it up. But I'm going to report back on December 3rd.
December 3rd. Yeah.
I made that up. Is that right?
I don't know.
In 30 days. It's not 30 days either.
28
Chris,
days.
when's the next live stream?
You think we'd have that planned out?
You would. But we're gonna... I'll report back. I'll let you... I mean, I'll be wearing them. You can ask me questions, and I'll let you know.
Maybe we'll
If
have a
it's
special live stream just for...
Yeah. You know what's even worse is when you're riding the electric wheel and you have to look at your phone, but you can't see it, and there's a helmet on and there's glasses on. You just have to stop, and
Yeah.
there's no work in that with what I've got going on here.
No.
Just not happening.
That's probably not a good idea anyways, checking your phone while you're riding.
Well, sometimes I want to know how fast I'm going. But that's all I can tell. How fast you're going is in numbers like this. But then the odometer is underneath it in...
Little tiny.
Yeah, so I can't see how far I've gone.
The faster you go, the farther you won't be able to go.
I'll fall down.
Or you'll run out of battery.
Now, we didn't game plan here what we're going to do.
We didn't even introduce that episode.
We didn't. It's just going to cut right in. It's an experiment.
People won't have any choice but to listen to Glasses talk before they surf away.
This is true. I'm just going to find some Uber Lights tweets for the next segment. Is that okay?
Okay, is that the next one?
I don't know. I'm going to say it's the next one because I don't know which other one to pick.
It's not even on our cheat sheet here.
It's not. I know. You would think I would have put some... we don't really need that one.
I hope nobody notices that these first two episodes I'm completely unprepared for.
Well, I'm not either. You're prepared for this one. You know something. Oh, Tubby, I have a commercial.
Do you?
Boy, that's not it, though. Oh, my gosh. It's playing late for work.
I can't
That's
make
it.
the note.
Don't get us delisted, demonetized. We don't make any money anyway. But
What's his name again?
Peel and Tater,
Is the name of the song, but who's the artist?
Junior Brown.
Are you making that up? I wouldn't
Nope.
argue with you.
I'm not saying that I'm right, but I'm not making it up. Let's see. Oh gosh, it's playing music. It's playing music, Tubby. I guess I could put the Tindy store over there, just in case we want to click on it.
You are right about Junior Brown.
Am I really?
Yeah.
This footage is stuttery because I'm not good at holding the camera. I did this with a gimbal, Tubby.
That's impressive. Which gimbal was
was
it?
just the little one.
Okay.
Just,
The Osmo or?
the Osmo, yeah. I tried to handhold the Sony, but I just couldn't make it happen. That's good enough. How long do we have to talk about the Uber Lights for? December 7th, Chris? The first Tuesday of the month is 8 days into the month? 7? What are the odds of that?
1 in 7.
I'm going to believe she's telling the truth, though.
She put a question mark at the end of it. Punctuation matters.
All right, I've got an Uber Lights with... Oh, I got something sticky on my desk here. Do you guys have... Did you see what I made today for today's episode, Tubby?
No. That looks like a glass. Oh, did you make a... What happened? It happened right behind the camera. Did you make a mess?
No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I've got a crazy blue drink here. It's mostly foam.
Oh, The face he made is awesome. I just saw it on the live stream.
Just do it again. That was fun. I have to wipe this up before I get this in my elbow.
Or other places.
All right. I've got there's an Uber light, there's an Uber light, there's an old Uber light. I've got a Pi plugged in.
I thought you gave me that Uber lights. I thought about firing it up and see if it did anything.
Yeah, it has code on it. It does the default, the spooky thing. You ready, Tubby?
We are. Are we gonna do an intro this time?
Yeah, I'll do an intro.
Okay.
Why not? Why not? Yeah, I'm gonna turn my brightness up a notch. Do you mind if I do that?
No. Does that mean I'm gonna see you more?
I don't know. Just one. Because I'm leaning back a little more. This is the glasses again. When I set my ISO, I lean into where I could read it and see it, and then I sit back.
Do you convince yourself that it's bad when you sit back?
No, but I know it's getting dimmer. Like if I get back far enough.
That's just because it's not reflecting off of your wonderful melon.
It's true. Chris did verify our next live stream is on November. December.
December 7th.
So I was close when I said the 2nd.
Well,
the first two letters were correct. And there was an N in there. All right, should I do an intro?
Yes.
Hello and welcome everyone to another fantastic, exciting, and moderately fun episode of the Buttered What Show. I am one of your co-hosts. I'm Pat Regan. This lovely assistant co-host of mine is Brian C. Moses from briancmoses.com. And Tubby, I'm excited.
You should be. We're both excited.
We're very excited. We've been working on these things. We've been calling them Uber lights with 2 O's for a very long time. And we got these little versions made. These little tiny... I mean, you don't have to look at it here because I'm sure I have it scrolling up here somewhere. We had these little tiny sets of ring lights made. And I have no idea how I'm this stupid. But we had them made. I plugged them into a keyboard and Jeremy's macro pad. I've had them plugged into an Arduino. I must have had them here for 2 weeks before I figured out that you could plug these directly into a Raspberry Pi.
You had them for quite a while. It's interesting that neither of us did.
Yeah, never thought of it at all. I even got I took our favorite case from Thingiverse, and I open scatted a little protuberance into it with a little recess. It's a circular recess and everything. I'm so excited. The bummer is we can't sell this Raspberry Pi case on our Tindy store.
Why not?
The license on it is a Creative Commons non-commercial.
Ah. We'll have to find
another
design our own, or find one that's
or something. I mean, I'm sure I'll upload this somewhere, and the one in the case is not perfect. The one in the case that you're seeing on the other screen here. I guess I could play this. Can I put it on a loop? I could put it on a loop. Oh, now I have to watch that. The one in the case, I cheated. I made it the right size to fit the board. And I have some little blobs of poster tack putty on the back to hold it in place. But this new one I designed, it has little nubbins on the sides it's a pretty good friction fit now. It won't go anywhere. And that's in the case. It's not in the case I printed because I'm not that fast. But the new test parts are in the model, so next time I print one, it'll hold on to the... And, somebody paused the video or something there. That was me. Go ahead, Brian. What do you got?
Why are you excited about having it hooked up right up inside a Raspberry Pi. What kind of projects have you done that'll come in handy on?
Well, this is pretty exciting. I have on my keypad here. I've implemented my first wish. I've been wishing for some lights like this on my computer for 15 years now. But I've got a little speedometer for my network bandwidth.
Yep.
The faster you're downloading, the faster it spins, and the blue light goes the other way, and that's uplink. And behind you in your office is one of my Raspberry Pis over
Right
there.
over there.
It has my C file sync server sitting there. So a copy of almost all my data is copied up at Brian's house there.
This is.
And it totally needs a speedometer on it.
It does.
But I don't know why I didn't skip ahead and do the bar graph pie chart thing, but I want to light up, disk utilization around the dude. And I figure I could do, total used and maybe a different color for how much space C file's using versus how much stuff that I rsync up there might be eaten up. Maybe we could do different colors or something neat like that. And you can spin these spinners over the top of the bar graph. It's not like the network meter goes away just because you're lighting up a pie chart.
Yeah. You just have to control the revolutions per minute so it's still decipherable.
Yep. And I've figured out, I've been doing some testing on what the upper bounds for the revolutions per minute should be. And it's been a little challenging because this is running on a Raspberry Pi, no, it's not. Cut. We got to edit that. I did that wrong. It's challenging not because it's on a Raspberry Pi, but because it's on an Arduino. And the Arduino only has so much RAM and so much storage. And this has to fit. This isn't just an Arduino running LEDs. I have this on a keypad that's running keyboard stuff.
Yep.
And LEDs. And I know there's extra code in here that's not being used. Like, I don't have the OLED display. And I could comment that out of the keyboard code. But I'd hate to have to do that. There's still hundreds of bytes free to fit in, nonsense like this.
Yeah.
But you just have to be careful. I'm trying to be frugal with the bytes.
Yep. And this is the clarified on the macro pad because that's got the Arduino.
Yep.
You could do more if you ported this over to your Pi.
Yep. And I'm not prepared. I don't have the picture for the live stream, but we'll paste it in for the published video. On the first revision here, we only. I shouldn't say only. It's exciting, but there's a 5 volt, a ground, and a data input pin. The new revision that we didn't order yet has 2 sides have an input and the other 2 sides have outputs. So you can make a grid of circles, I guess.
Yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Toby.
That's exciting. I mean, since we've started to actually get some of these in our hands, one of the things, it's a ridiculous idea, and I don't think that we'll do it. And it's probably a lot of work. But I keep talking about a movie poster sized Uber lights, and at one point we were talking about all of the rings of the LEDs in the same dimensions that they are right now, but maybe rings of little.
It would be easy to write the code to put one of these guys where each pixel would go.
Yeah.
And just tell it to. I would just tell it to light up all 21 pixels instead of just one for each inception. That's some kind of inception, right? But we've kept our original Uber Lights boards have an additional ring, and we've kept the same format, right? So this is the same as this, except minus a ring. It's the same number of pixels and it'll be the same order. I'm lying though, Brian, because we reversed the order of these pixels on the new ones.
Okay.
But these are all prototype. Well, these are sort of all prototypes, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to play around with an Uberlights board, I have these in my Tindy store right now. I have about, I think it says on there I have 5 of them left, but I think I have more like 9 boards from the first batch remaining. And I'm sending them out with, I put a little custom letter in each one. I'm signing them, Tubby.
Wow. Like,
With
are
a
you
pen.
writing cursive? Whoa.
Well, I don't know if it's still cursive, but it's, I make my mark on there. If that's
X.
close enough. Yeah. No, but I signed something that's vaguely like my name,
Okay.
and we're sending them just in a letter. Yeah, I tape it in there kind of in a little anti-static bag.
Yep.
Because, I looked all this up. A letter can be an ounce, Tubby, 28
Yeah.
grams. And these are 1.5 grams each, so you don't even get anywhere near. You can send quite a few in a letter.
I got some bubble wrap envelopes if you want some.
Well, then you need more postage. It's not a
Yeah.
letter anymore
Well,
or something.
It's like 2 stamps.
Yeah,
can't-
but then I can't put a. I can't if it's a number 10 envelope. I could put a printout in it. And
Yeah.
those printouts can get fancier and fancier every time as time progresses. But I'm excited. We finally have hardware. Software is starting to come together. Oh, should I tell you why we did an input and an output on the boards?
Yeah. I'd like to know.
Well, on the Arduino and on the ESP chips we've been running these on, it's not a big deal to have. Hang on, I keep wanting to look over at that. With the ESP chips and the Arduinos, you could put a string of these pixels on almost every pin and just drive them. But on the 2 gigahertz Raspberry Pi, you could only drive 1 string of LEDs. So we need to daisy chain them one after the other if you want to plug them into a Pi.
Okay.
I don't know what to say next, but I think I'm excited. I'm excited about ordering the next batch of prototypes. And yeah, I'm just excited, Tubby.
What are our plans after we do the next batch of prototypes if everything goes well?
If everything goes well, I'm thinking we have to go to Kickstarter, like the JC Pro Macro Pad.
I think that's a good idea.
We did I'm not excited about how much we have to charge for them right now, because I only ordered 20 of them in the first batch, so they were kind of expensive. And we did the math, and we have to spend at least it's something like $2,000 or $3,000 gets an order with the manufacturer of $2,000 to $3,000 will get the price per unit down to where we could get down to maybe 10 or 12 bucks a board to you guys, from me to you, and that'll be exciting.
That will be exciting. Well, 2,000 of them, will it be big enough that they have to unload them from a forklift? I want to be
No,
there.
they'll probably fit in a shoebox, Tubby. They're so small. They're so small. They're the size of a key on your keyboard. The key on your keyboard's tapered. It's the fat end of the key.
I'll be excited. I'll be excited when pallets are coming off of trucks with.
My goodness,
forklifts.
Can you imagine them trying to bring a pallet up my driveway?
Yes.
From that alley?
Yes, that would be a little terrifying. Now you're gonna have to put a picture of your driveway.
I've driven up steeper driveways, but they're usually way longer. And they come off of a road, not a 1-lane alley. But did we do a good job there, Tubby?
I think we did.
Should I hold up the... That's upside down. I can't... I'm being careful not to drag this cable on anything. I'm going to... Oh, I shouldn't have just unplugged that. I did, though.
Oh, you got to gracefully shut it down, Pat.
Yeah. Hopefully that's set to read only. We don't know. I have more SD cards. So what am I doing here, Tubby? What am I... Where are we at? Should we do the 3D printing?
Yeah. Should we reverse the order of those?
Maybe. Let me,
I think the first one's the most interesting one.
I think we should lead off with the interesting one.
Okay.
Otherwise, nobody will stay around to watch it at the end.
Fangs. Did I tell you? Colts 3D synced all of my objects from Thingiverse. And they send me an email every time someone downloads one of my...
Just downloads.
Just downloads. This is all configurable. You can go in and manage your profile and change what you're getting emails for. But of all the things that people are downloading, you know what they're downloading the most?
No.
It's... Where'd it go? Is this going to wind up in... It's this.
Well, that makes sense.
Well,
we're about to talk about one of those today.
It does and it doesn't, because this is just a customizer off of Thingiverse. I just made a huge one.
Oh, and it's not yours.
It's not mine. I didn't design this. I didn't pay attention. I probably need to go back and... I mean, I'm sure there's attribution in there back to the original author, designer.
But
whatever.
there might not be on Thang or Thangs.
There might not be on...
Is it on
Cult.
Thangs?
No. My stuff, I had the most success with Cults 3D.
Don't forget the S.
They're working on that. I wonder if they'll have luck.
No. I'm going to go with no. I bet you the other people are making way more money.
I haven't looked at the other one since you told me not to look at it.
It's the most profitable slice of the internet, Tubby. Isn't it?
MAGA stuff? That should be a good outtake. We could tweet that.
Yeah, we can.
Stick to tech topics, guys.
All right, Tubby. Do you have any idea what's in here?
I
use one of these, but not this one, so that's exciting.
I watched all of this a long time ago, and I was very excited about it when it first came out. I'm impressed that he got the kit.
Which kit?
The 3D printer kit.
Oh,
he assembled it.
Oh, I'm with you now.
He assembled the whole printer.
Wait, let's go back.
Well, we're not talking about... We haven't started the episode yet.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Let's start an episode here. Just loosen up here. Loosey-goosey.
Ow.
Did you hurt yourself?
Yeah,
I heard something.
I fucked up my shoulder somehow, and it's been bugging me. And I was being goofy. That's what I get.
Are you ready?
I am.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a coffee and 3D printing episode of the Butter What Show. This is my lovely co-host, assistant to the regional co-host, Brian C. Moses. And I'm Brian C. Moses' lovely co-host assistant, Pat Regan. And Tubby, what in the heck is this? What am I doing?
We are looking at one of James Hoffman's recent videos. James, for those of you who don't know, James Hoffman is a huge coffee geek. He's got a great big YouTube channel. Pat and I and our wives, we watch one or two of his videos almost every week. It's fast. The whole
He is a weird coffee person, is what
he is
he says.
yes, yes. He takes coffee nerdness to levels that I don't think I could possibly obtain.
And he
Um,
generally does a fantastic job.
yeah, yeah.
He explains things in ways that even I can understand.
He makes
So
fantastic content. Yeah.
he really does. But what kind of content is he making? On August 23rd, this was. We've had this on our list for a little while, but we missed it last month.
Yeah. I was excited back in August when it popped up in my subscriptions that James had bought a 3D printer and was talking about the nifty things that he found that complement his coffee nerdness. And one of the things that I'm always excited about with this kind of stuff is, when Venn diagrams overlap and the weird connections that get made there. So I was super jazzed when I saw, the description or the title of the video, saying that he'd bought a 3D printer and he was going to go over some of the things that he had printed that he used on a regular basis.
Did he? I heard he bought a Prusa Mark III because I watched the video and I saw it. But did he buy a fully assembled Prusa Mark III like I did? Because
No.
I don't. I'm too lazy to put a Prusa together.
Yeah, yeah, that I'm too lazy also, and I think I would tell everybody, that the assembled version was worth saving a weekend of the time. But James actually wound up buying the entire kit and assembling it himself, which I think is impressive. I mean, I've looked and watched assembly videos, and it's not it doesn't look difficult, but it looks, it's multiple steps, and it takes, a certain amount of, I guess, skill. And I was impressed when he said that he got the kit. He kind of said the same thing after assembling the kit, that, he'd kind of wished that he'd bought the fully assembled one. Um,
It's nice to know how your machine works when you need to
yeah,
fix it.
exactly. He said exactly those same things, I think, in the video, that it was really helpful to just kind of understand how things were working, and there's no better way to do that other than, assembling, repairing, and
You,
disassembling.
my first 3D printer, I bought it used off of Craigslist in a Walmart parking lot about 10 exits north on 75 here.
So Oklahoma then.
Yeah, almost. Not quite. It was probably Allen or whatever's north. I don't even know. But it doesn't matter. What does matter is I got it home. I paid less than the kit cost, and it was already assembled, so I was just printing. I had a little trouble. But within the first 2 weeks, the bed fell off. Other things weren't tight. I mean, there were. I didn't have to strip the whole thing down and put it back together, but I had to. I had to do a lot to it. It was way better. The Prusa was fantastic because you open the box, I hit go, and my
Yeah,
Octoprint was already set up, and I had a part.
six zip ties or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was
We
not
counted
many.
it when we did our very first live stream was the unboxing of my Mark III.
In 1982, he
No.
did that. But what's Mr. Hoffman 3D printing over here? I see he's got. I've been meaning to do this, but I wanted a little different than this. He's got a 3D printed portafilter holder for your espresso machine.
So you can just hang it on the wall, or
Yeah, hang it. I want to hang it on the side of the machine though. So I wanted
magnetic.
to hack this apart and do magnets or something to
Yeah.
just stick it to the side. He did an espresso distribution tool. Everybody says I should try a distribution tool of some sort, but I've
What's a
never.
what's an espresso distribution tool?
It's a good question. When you pour the coffee from the grinder into the portafilter, it tends to, collect in the front of the bed. Like my portafilter doesn't go in far enough into the machine, so it all sits in the back and it wants to fall
Okay.
out. You want an even layer of coffee in your portafilter, and something like this helps you spread it out and get rid of any clumps or
Okay,
lumps.
so it's
Or
kind of like it's almost like a whisk then.
it's this one's very much like a whisk,
Okay,
very
gotcha.
much so. Before I had an espresso machine, I used a Bioletti mocha pot to make strong coffee for, milkshake type coffee drinks. And this is handy. Usually you have to either you have to hold that little basket in your hand and try to get the coffee into it, scoop it in or something, or you put it on the base of the machine after it already has water in it. But if you put it on the base of the machine, you have to be careful not to get any on the edges.
Otherwise,
And it's going to be damp because you just poured water into it, so it might be wet. So you know how wet coffee sticks to everything?
yep.
And then when you close the lid, I should put a picture of a Mocha Express pot here when we publish this episode.
Like,
But you'll end up crushing coffee between the rubber gasket and the thing, and it's nasty, hard to clean up. This would have been nice to have back when I used to. Everybody should try a mocha pot, but it makes kind of bitter coffee usually, but it's strong and cheap. Do you remember I was complaining that my espresso doesn't like to land in
and
the
yeah,
in the portafilter? I have one of these too, a different 3D printed one, but I have a 3D printed one of these to help more of that, because as that anthill starts to get bigger, it wants to tip out the back and lose coffee.
yep. So this
This
just kind of fits inside.
Yeah, it fits inside the portafilter, and then when you don't have to watch it the whole, like without this in there, I have to watch it and give it a little shake around
Yep,
to make it fall down so it doesn't get too tall. With one of these, you could just let it fill up and then worry about it when it's done.
gotcha.
I don't need one of these because my grinder has a holster there that you drop the portafilter into. But the Niche Zero that everybody likes, this new expensive coffee grinder, does not have a portafilter holder. So this is pretty smart. And I think that's the last thing on Mr. Hoffman's list. And it's a pretty good list, I think.
I think it's a really great list. I think it's fantastic. I hope. I mean, I'm sure that they do. And how many? He's up over 1 million, right? Subscribers.
Yes.
I
Yes, and this video that we're talking about, tens of people are going to watch us talk about this video. And 313,000 people have watched
yeah,
the video we're talking about so far. So you probably already seen this.
yeah. But I'm excited that in his audience there's somebody out there that had said, I don't understand what the big deal about 3D printing is at all. And the fact that he just went out and printed these things that a coffee geek would be excited about, and just made them not like that. I mean, it's not just like that, but you know I hope somebody went out and bought a printer because of this, because of the video.
Can I tell you the problem I had with my coffee, my espresso, the funnel doodad?
Yeah.
I printed the one, it's 58 millimeters. It didn't quite fit. So I scaled it down, and then it did fit. Very easy. If I went to Target and bought a little funnel like that, and got home and it didn't fit, how bummed out would I be?
You would have been really bummed out.
Yeah, and then I'd have to go back to Target and get the smaller size, and then I'd be even
if
more.
they had one. The smaller
they had
size
one.
might have been too small.
But I goofed it up. I went in, I scaled it down by 1%, and I did it again. And 15 minutes later, I was able to try it again, and it worked. That's
Yep.
So many things are so much easier when you can just keep trying
And
over
iterating.
over again.
Yep. And the cost doesn't. I mean, other than time and patience, the
Yep.
cost isn't huge.
Yeah,
And
but the time to go back to Target is huge.
yeah, the time to go back is huge. And I mean, we talk about functional prints all the time. When you're solving a problem, I mean, it's a gateway to 3D designing something. This is
Yep.
not. We've still got what's that? The mocha pot thing that's still up there. That's
No,
not.
but that's okay. I can go back.
Yeah,
You go ahead.
it's not a complicated component. I mean, you would look at that and say, well, I could have designed something like this, And you're right. I mean, you really can with the tools that are out there, and you can start solving problems that you have at the house that no product exists for at all.
Yep.
Which I think is awesome.
And it's amazing how much stuff is just up on Thingiverse, ready for me to print that I just can't buy
Yeah,
anywhere. Things to fix other things or repair things or use things for odd purposes. Like my mic and webcam are up here on an IKEA arm. They don't sell things to do, well, the mic you can get on an arm, but they don't sell a thing to do this. You can't buy this.
yeah.
And I'll flash a picture up here so you can see what I'm talking about. But sometimes the thing on Thingiverse just isn't quite what you need, and you can make a small change and it's perfect. It's awesome, Tubby. Everybody should have a 3D printer at this point.
I think so too.
I don't think we need to do the other 3D printing topics, Tubby.
Yeah, we talked about.
I think that was an episode.
We talked about Mr. Hoffman's 3D printing a lot. Oh,
Mr. Data, the Tom Scott video
that is an awesome
is
video.
fantastic.
Data. It really is.
We watched that 2 weekends ago, and that was awesome. I was saying I'd like to see James go and do that with other
that should be
other people.
That should be a series of videos. Just people who tried coffee once or twice, or even, I mean, shoot, somebody like me who drinks, puts sweetener in his coffee all the time. And say, hey, just try it.
Yeah. Show me how to make a coffee that I will like.
Yeah, here's a variety, and let me find the thing that you like so that you can.
And David over here in the chat is the reason why I printed a dosing funnel. I think
so too.
I think he did it for. I don't think he followed me. I think I followed him.
I think you're remembering that correctly.
It's tough to remember everything. Tubby.
I think that you are. Well, at our advanced age, these
we can't see anything.
We can't see anything. Pets' heads are falling off.
Did you see that thing I did with the? I goofed this up too. That was scary.
The new Shake Poco HDM looks amazing.
That keeps coming up. I always put the Butter What page up there. That's
okay.
an old. We haven't posted there since August.
We have not blogged. Well, that's more recently than anything I've written to my blog, I think. Maybe.
Have we done? We've done 3 episodes. So we need to do 1 more.
We do.
Is the minimum. We're doing all right.
We're doing all right. Might have to edit a couple of those down a lot.
Oh, that's okay. What have we got? We've got Janksy.
Oh, you're going way down the list.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling down just to see what. Geez, we could do a good.
Did you see the Smarter Thing Every Day? Firing baseballs and stuff.
I did not see the most recent one. I've only seen the old one where it went through 20 baseball gloves.
Yeah, no, they did well, they were doing some analytics on the Canon and proving a concept, but they also from their patrons decided to, pick a few things to obliterate with the baseball, and that's funny.
That's fun.
It is. Welding with.
That's you found that.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't even remember this.
Yeah, but I'd put that in a 3D printing episode, and we did one. I could talk about Potato Jet's new drone for 5 minutes without any trouble. I kind of want one, but I don't want to spend $1,800.
Yeah, we could do that. Is there anything else on there drone related? I don't see anything.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to. The And I'll skip ahead. I'll pick out, when we edit the video together, I'll sneak out the parts that I like
Okay.
from this. Are you ready, Tubby?
I think I'm ready.
I think we can find Lieutenant Data some coffee he would like.
I bet so too.
Now, do you think the folks from Craft Coffee are watching this? Because
Well, I think there are 3 people watching right now, according to YouTube.
That Chris tells me that the coffee I roast is so much better than what she drinks from Craft Coffee. And we've always been happy with Craft Coffee, so I must be doing a good job.
You must be doing a good job.
Lieutenant Data, if you're ever at my house, I would be happy to make you some coffee, and we will find something you like. I'm no James Hoffman.
He's no James Hoffman.
I do my best. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of The Butter What Show. Me, Pat Regan, and my co-host here, Brian C. Moses, are going to be talking about... Well, I want to say we're going to be talking about drones, but we're really going to talk about one drone that I got excited about a couple of weeks ago. The wonderful, lovely Potato Jet on YouTube did a review of the new drone from Skydio. And Brian's nodding his head at me a bunch, and he's right. Now, Brian and I, you fly drones too, don't you, Brian?
I do, every now and then, but mostly I crash them.
It's true. We crash a lot because we don't fly these video. I don't think it's fair to call these video drones anymore, because we capture all sorts of video. But what Brian and I fly are racing drones, and we put a GoPro on there and we do fun stuff, and we capture neat footage when we fly. And I've been saying when did the first small Mavic, the Mavic Mini, come out?
I don't know.
Can we say 2 years ago?
2 years.
If it's not 2, I'll bleep my face out and write the number.
Oh, say uh-oh. Uh-oh, and then just say 2 years.
But I'm not excited about flying these DJI drones. It looks boring to me every time. I've played with other people's DJI drones, and it's our racing drones are like a video game.
Yeah.
And these are not like a video game. But I've said I would like that tiny little Mavic. I think the first one, Peter McKinnon's thumbnail for his review, had it in 2 slices of bread, or in a hamburger bun or something. The Mavic Mini's small, so I figure I can fit it in my drone bag without displacing anything. I can squeeze it in there, and it's only $400. It's not too bad. If I don't use it much, I won't be upset. But I'm never going to fly it, Tubby. I know I'm not going to fly it. I know you had a DJI Spark. What did you think of having a drone like that? Aside from ignore the problems that the Spark had, garbage software updates all the time.
Yep.
Just assume it worked all the time.
So yeah, the fun in those, I guess, video camera, I don't want to say, they're more like flying cameras than they are like skateboards, or the fun that we have with our FPV drones is that we're doing things. I don't want to say that they're dangerous to the quadcopter. We're flying in and around things. It's fun. It's exciting. There's adrenaline. It's fun to washing the goggles when somebody else is flying. Whereas the other drones,
they fly themselves.
They fly themselves, and they're a different kind of fun. And I don't think it's not my kind of fun. We've met people. We've seen impressive videos of people doing really cool long range stuff, with their modified DJI drones. And they obviously enjoy it, and I appreciate that they enjoy it. But it's not my cup of tea.
So after all that exciting build up to what we're about to talk about here.
Here's something that we don't
Here's
like
something that we absolutely don't want. Well, mostly what it is, I want to tell you why well, not just you, Brian. I want to tell everyone why I'm excited about this drone from Skydio. it flies itself. Maybe. The first one flew itself too, but not terribly well.
Yep.
I guess I should have this playing. Because if you guys aren't subscribed to Potato Jet,
Yeah, definitely subscribe
you
to Potato
should.
Jet.
I mean, you probably are because he has a Brazilian subscribers. But with the Skydio drone, you put it up in the air, you carry a little GPS doodad in your pocket, and it follows you. You could get on your bike, you could ride 20 miles an hour. I can get on my unicycle going 20 miles an hour, and it will keep the camera pointed at me, it will follow me, it'll avoid obstacles.
Yep.
And this beginning of Potato Chet's video is not even the impressive part. He does this later where he's, and I'll find that and sneak it in when we edit this episode down. But there are parts where he's riding his bike at 10 or 12 miles an hour down a road. It's following in the grass, and it's just narrowly missing palm trees.
Yep.
While it's shooting sideways. It's, as a guy on YouTube with a camera and no cameraman, this is amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because I have no way to film myself on my unicycle other than holding a camera up on a stick or something.
We're getting
like
a
here,
friend.
going through that tree,
Yep.
aiming down. This is just impressive.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it was truly impressive what it was doing. I don't know. I mean, I can appreciate it without saying, "Hey, that's something that I'm not going to buy." But
I don't know why you're not going to buy it, but do you know why I'm not going to buy it?
well, I think it's really expensive. I mean,
I-
it's not really expensive, but
I want the $400 Mavic Mini because sometimes it's $300, and I don't mind spending $300 or $400 and then never flying it.
yeah,
Maybe fly it once every few months. But the Skydio is more like a real Mavic. I think the very low end price is $1,300, and you don't even get enough stuff to have it follow you. I think you have to spend more like $1,800
yeah.
to get the little doodad that you put in your pocket, and that changes things, Tubby.
It's at that price,
and
it's
it's
expensive.
big.
Yeah,
I'm not putting this in my bag without noticing it.
yeah. You definitely. We have great. Mine's right over there, but we have great big backpacks that can hold a lot of stuff. But we'd still have to, purge out a spare quadcopter to make.
Yeah, I
room
would have
for,
to take one of my drones out of my bag.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't even know what I'm...
Yeah. What is that?
That must be its math, what it thinks it's doing.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for the part where Potato Jet's running around on his own here with his... Here it comes. But yeah, look at it. He is controlling it while he's riding, but he's just telling it with a little joystick type thing. Go to my left, go to my right.
Yeah.
And here it goes. Does not hit the tree.
Does not hit the tree, and that's as a beginner drone pilot, that's harder than it looks. I mean, I couldn't fly this well and capture this footage.
Yeah, now I fly a totally different kind of drone. I can't aim my video camera to the side, right? So
Yeah.
I would be flying this way. I can't see where the tree would be with my style of drone. These videos like this, we're silent quite a bit. Yeah, look at it. Don't hit the tree. Doesn't hit the tree.
It doesn't hit the tree.
Now, I know the Mavic will do some of this, but not as well. It won't track you this well, and it won't go that fast past the trees, I don't think. Look at all those trees it didn't hit.
Yeah.
But, I kind of want the Mavic Mini for $400, right? Where I have to be the cameraman.
Yep.
If the difference, $1,400 more, and it's a better drone than the Mavic Mini for sure, and I don't have to be the cameraman. I mean, $1,400 is a small price to pay a cameraman.
Yeah. Well, and what kind of commercial applications are there with that?
Yeah, the trouble is when you get to be commercial, like if you get to be if you're selling your services as a drone
Yep.
video pilot, that's your job is going to be the piloting part. You're going to,
Yeah. Well, and I was kind of wondering, like a roofing contractor, right? I mean, we had when we got our solar, when we got our solar, a lot of the guys talked about having their drone pilot come out and fly over the top of the roof. But if you had a guy with a ladder, this is different. I mean, when you go commercial stuff with drones, you have to have the right kind of licenses. So this isn't this isn't viable yet. But if this continues this way and the drone can really fly itself that well, maybe you don't need it. Maybe you just need to give the guy the GPS beacon and he climbs up on top of your roof and the drone flies over it.
and
I
follows
don't
them
know.
around.
Maybe that company that's currently having to employ a drone pilot might not need to do it any longer.
Well, and I've been saying one of the things I want the Mavic Mini for is just to have a tripod in the sky where
Yeah,
I can't plant even if it doesn't move. Even if I just piloted it up, aim the camera at where we're doing whatever activity we're doing.
hover for a few minutes.
Yeah, this would do the job
Yep.
too. But so would the Mavic Mini
Yes.
for $400. But just like, could you imagine swimming at a lake or an ocean or something, telling it to go up and it follows you around, and then when its battery's dead, it just goes home and
Yeah,
sits down
that'd
for
be
you?
cool.
That
Surfing.
surfing. Just thinking of the water because you can't transition in and out physically very well, right?
Yeah, that's a challenge.
Oh, we've got somebody chatting while we're doing. Elijah says, "What is going on here?" We don't know. We're
We don't
talking
know.
about cool things on the internet, pretty much, and it happens to be a drone this time for the
This
last
time.
part of the show here.
Yep. So,
But that really does look like a 6-inch drone, doesn't it?
it does. I mean,
Their
it's
props are probably a little bigger than that, but I mean, it would fit in my stack of drones just fine. It wouldn't be. You know, I say I would have to take a drone out of my bag. I'm not really packed to the gills. I could put one more
yeah.
in that stack in the big hole in the bag.
You can always strap one to the back. But
Yeah, but it's $1,800
yes,
for something I'm probably going to use twice.
maybe more than twice. But I don't
Yeah, I
know
think
that.
I would. I think I would use this more than I would use the Mavic Mini. And everybody who sees this video is going to tell me, Pat, you're an idiot. Why would you buy a Mavic Mini? It's a horrible Mavic. And they're absolutely right. But I would much rather fly my other quads. And I have way more money in my drone bag than the Mavic costs, than the full size Mavic costs
Yeah.
anyway. But it's
Yeah.
just not. It's not the tool I'm going to use very often.
Yeah, your utility, your bang for buck on the Mini would be way better, I would
Yeah,
think. But who knows? You might start doing all sorts of cool jumps and stuff on your
yeah,
on
yeah.
your
Well, if I was
unicycle.
like a wrong way
Yeah.
on YouTube, I would have that Skydio drone, and it would follow me with every single wheel I review.
Yep.
But that's not me, so it makes a lot less sense.
But electric unicycle companies, if you're looking for the next wrong way, it's my buddy here, Pat Regan.
I don't know if I could jump anything. I could drop down a curb. I've not tried 2 steps in a row yet, and I should not. How are you doing today, Elijah? I don't even know if he's still there. That could have been a while ago. I can't see the timestamps or the
That was
timestamps over there.
3 minutes.
Well, that's not too long
You
ago.
did well.
Well, I think we could call that an episode,
I
Tubby.
think so. Does that mean we've done 4? Have we done a good job? Has anybody been keeping count?
Lieutenant Data says I could find another way to film myself. It just wouldn't be for very long.
This is true. you could set up your Sony A7S III on a tripod and ride by it as fast as you could.
Yeah, and you know what I'm going to have to include in that last episode, Tubby?
Ooh.
Is you on your skateboard when we chased you with the Cinewhoop.
Oh, okay.
I'll put that footage in there.
What about you on your unicycle when we chased you with the Cinema?
Yeah, well, I fell down. So
that's a good video.
it's
Wasted.
yeah, I should have prepared for that. I could have found those videos.
I could probably dig it up.
What else do you have going on, Tubby?
I think
Informally.
Informally.
Yeah, not going into an episode, just live stream
Live streaming stuff?
chatter.
I have been trying to work a camera slider for recording some, I don't know what you call it, B-roll.
It's B-roll for sure.
Yeah, but B-roll.
Product B-roll.
Product B-roll of components that are going into my next DIY NAS build. And that's been that experimentation.
I'm pretty excited about the cameras. I played with Brian borrowed the camera slider from our friend Alex. And I borrowed that same camera slider a couple of weeks ago to take some footage of Jeremy's.
This camera slider gets around.
It really does. But
it's really cool. I mean I like what it does.
I thought it was magic how it turns rotates the camera.
I understand.
When Alex showed it to me, I was disappointed at first because I saw it only had the one motor on it, so I thought it just went side to side with no rotation. But no, it has a magical interconnect in there, so as it moves, you can adjust how far it rotates. It's so cool.
Yes, yeah, that is really cool. I mean, I look at it and I understand conceptually from the manual. If I move it this way, it'll change, but I don't understand why that works. The physics. I look at it and I don't get it, but it does seem like magic.
It really does.
Sadly, all of the video that I've taken so far is, I'm going to say garbage. I left Alex warned me about this. I left the autofocus on, and the whole time that it's moving, every time it moves, it autofocuses just a little bit, and then it moves again and it autofocuses just a little bit. So when you play that video, they call it focus breathing, but literally the whole, I mean the first, and it's different on, I think the more stuff that was in frame, the more things that were being captured.
And the one you sent me were the sticks of RAM.
Yeah, the sticks
They're
of RAM.
green on a green background too.
They're green on a green. Yeah, it made it hard to focus on, but they really look like they were. I mean, it didn't make me nauseous, but I could see how someone watching that would say, "Oh, that doesn't work." So I just need to reshoot all of that and manually focus it this time, which is kind of.
And you'll get better at it if you do this every time. You'll know what to repeat next time. Can you imagine doing this with a gimbal? Manually coming in there and doing a shot for every product?
Yeah, and we watch. I mean, there's guys out there like Daniel Schiffer comes to mind. He doesn't even use a gimbal. He just uses his hands, and it looks amazing. I mean, he shows this video and he shows you doing it. You just don't realize how difficult it is to fluidly hold something still and move it through a frame.
You saw me try to get a shot of the macro pad with just the camera stabilization. Yep.
Well, I remember
and it kept getting better. I kept doing better. And I was trying to zoom in while rotating, so you had it looked cool. Ugh, it was hard. I found a 14-inch pipe wrench out in the garage, like the engineer from TF2. And I clamped it down onto the tripod bracket that I had on there just to make the whole thing weigh more so it wouldn't, rotate this way.
We tried that with a
as
couple
easily.
bricks, right? Didn't we? At my
Yeah,
house, trying to do the same thing. What was that?
weight helps a lot. But then I had trouble. Now I had a wrench hanging off the bottom of my camera, and I'm trying to come in at the desk, and I kept thunking right
Thunk.
into the. But it's not easy. Daniel Schiffer is amazing, and he's worth every penny, whatever he must charge to do that kind of work.
Yep. And it takes so much. That's the other. It must take so much practice. Just that's. I mean, that's always my big thing. When I'm shooting videos, I want to be economical with my time and effort. I want to go in there and get done as fast as I can, and I don't want to put in the work
Yep.
to get better at all of those things. I I want to put in the work, but I just want it to be really productive, and it's
The slider is a lot like the Skydio drone
yes,
because it's a robot that will do the part
some
you need to do well for
yeah.
you.
Assuming you don't set your camera to autofocus, and
Yep. Yeah, but that's the thing. Just like when we do these live streams, you make a checklist so you know all the things that have to be right.
spill the coffee.
Spill the It's at the top of our
That's
list.
it's at the end of the list,
Is
right?
it at the end?
It's
It's at the
number
top,
4.
but it's at the top of our document every week,
Yeah.
month.
Well, that's Pat's check. Brian doesn't even have a checklist.
You don't have to check anything. You just have to show up.
I have to get my camera all set up.
Trying to think if I've been doing anything, Tubby. I've been writing code for the Uber lights, it feels
You've
like,
been,
all
yeah,
the time, and testing things.
Uber lighting and creativity casting. Just
Yeah, we did a live stream a couple of weeks ago,
casting all sorts of creativity out there.
and another Alex showed up. That confuses me.
That was confusing. We know too many Alexes.
We do know too many Alexes.
or we don't know enough people that just a couple Alexes throws us off and
I
makes
wish
us
we
think,
could have mentioned during the Skydio thing. I wish we had a good way to mention Alex's amazing movie footage. Our other
yes,
friend
our
Alex
other
has
friend
drone
Alex.
footage in a Michael Bay movie, FPV
Fantastic.
racing. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
He makes me so mad. I mean, it's an admiration mad. He's just really so much better at drones
And
than I
you
could
want to?
ever imagine.
I was almost gonna say Alex is like the Daniel Schiffer of video drones, of FPV video drones, but that's not even true because we've seen Daniel Schiffer. There's somebody else somewhere that
Yeah.
we've never seen that
Yeah.
is the Alex Vanover of Daniel Schiffers or something. I don't even know. Yeah, I haven't flown since March.
That's a long time.
I mean, I've taken a
That's
little quad out in front of the house just to test it to make sure things work and stuff, but I've not properly flown anything, especially with a camera on it.
I haven't flown.
Like a
in a
real camera,
few
not the
months.
FPV camera, but a
Yeah.
video camera.
It's getting to be the time of year where the weather's decent enough.
Where the weather's decent, but all the leaves are gone.
Well,
So any
they're not-
footage at the parks is way
They're
less
not gone.
cool.
They're not gone yet. We've got a few more weeks of leaves, maybe a couple.
We could, you know how we find out? You just go back and you look at last year's footage, and you find the day that the trees no longer have.
Foliage.
Yeah. But what do you guys think? Should we call it a night? Thank you for thanking us, by the way, David. I did not get to.
I hope he's still here. He might be gone.
He might be gone. We don't know. It doesn't tell you who's here. But that went better than I expected. And I learned all about glasses.
Glasses. Progressives.
Progressive lenses
Yeah,
for old people.
You almost learned that I told my optometrist to go F himself when he told me I needed bifocals.
I'm bummed out that I know I need bifocals.
Well, I don't need bifocals. I just need to take off my glasses when I'm reading anything up. I can
What?
see fine. I can see fine up close.
Yeah, but there's somewhere in between where you probably can't see as well as you should.
Yep.
And like, yeah, I'm wearing my glasses. Like, I could read the chat over there. How do you know how tall those letters? Like, how do you measure this?
Yeah, I haven't yet got to the point where, well, that's not true. In the mornings when I sit down to eat breakfast and my laptop's on the kitchen counter, I I take off my glasses. But I imagine the display is a lot closer than
I'm really
this one
bad.
is.
I hate using my laptop because it's definitely too close to where my glasses. But the screen is small enough that the font sizes that I use for everything are too small for me to be happy
Yep.
without them. It's
I believe you have my stapler.
I was told I would receive a piece of cake. Oh, hey Tubby.
What?
What are you
What'd I
talking?
do?
What stapler are you talking about?
The that one.
Is it this one?
It's red.
It's a swing line.
That only existed after the movie.
It did, and this isn't. This is much nicer than the one in the movie. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's nicer.
It's red and it's a swing line. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
I think I've loaded it with staples once. 20 years ago.
Is that movie really that old? Jesus.
Yes. But I'm not sure the stapler's quite 20. It might be closer to 15.
20's enough. We'll say
And I wasn't
20.
on Twitter back then, so we can't go check the first time I posted a picture of the red swing line. Well, what do you think, Tubby? Should we call?
I think we should.
I think we should too. I'm glad all you fine folks stopped by. It was good to see you, Lieutenant Data. And I
When
don't
do we
know how
do
to
this?
pronounce Chewbacca Tech in Discord, David. I'm sorry. I I really want it to be Chewbacca, but there's not enough Chewbacca in it, which confuses me. Because I'm simple. 22 years ago. I mean, I know we watched it, me and Mike, when we first moved to Irving. We went to work. Somebody said, "Did you guys know that Office Space, some of it was filmed here, like right here
The
in this
studios.
near this building?"
Yeah.
And we said, "No way." And we went to the store and bought Office Space. We put it in the DVD player. We saw things we recognized. We like 30 seconds in, we hit stop and we hit the road to see if we could find it.
Lots of
Do you
it
know
was
the
filmed
scene in the
Austin.
beginning where they meet the jump to conclusions guy? I can't remember his name. They meet him in the parking lot. And they talk about layoffs and they walk from the parking lot to the building. At the time when I saw the movie, the building I worked in was just off out of frame in the background. And I thought that was very exciting.
I remember when they were building the new McDonald's in Las Colinas.
I remember this too. I always say I've been to that McDonald's.
I've definitely
I
been
assume
to
it's
that
the one I
McDonald's.
think it is.
It wasn't too far from Cafe RPM.
It was not. It was not. 22 years ago. That was the 90s.
That movie can drink beer. So depressing.
I can't tell which shirt you're wearing, Tubby.
Yes, have some.
Oh, that's fair. That's the best shirt ever. That is definitely the best shirt ever.
Trying to
But
decide.
I'm gonna drive home.
Okay, me too.
You guys all have a fantastic night, and We'll see you in Discord, and maybe we'll see you next on November.
The first Tuesday of every
I know
month.
it's the 7th. It's the first Tuesday.
December 7th.
I'm ready.
It's the last first Tuesday of the rest of the year.
Oh my god. The last live stream of 2021.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Oh, Tubby, I saw the War on Christmas. We're not giving up on the War on Christmas until
I saw this too.
until they Thanksgiving is holding the line pretty well, but it's still Christmas is advancing into November. We got to just push it back to December 1st.
Yeah.
And Halloween is doing a good job of keeping it out of October.
There's a house we went trick or
They're
treating.
wrong. That house is wrong.
They have their Christmas lights up.
Good gravy. But Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year.
We'll see you after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. We'll be here. Good luck. I'm gonna hit the end button.